Me and my husband bought an old house. He's fixing up things, like turning the kitchen into a fancy bedroom. I'm the one tackling the tough job of peeling off wallpaper. It's on every wall and even the ceiling. Taking it down is hard, but it feels strangely good when you peel off a big piece, like when your skin peels after a sunburn. I try to make a game out of it, seeing how long I can peel before it tears. One day, I found something weird under a corner of the wallpaper in each room. A person's name and a date. I got curious and Googled one of the names. Turns out the person was missing, and the date matched the one under the wallpaper. I made a list of all the names and dates, and it turned out each one was a missing person. We got worried and told the police, who sent out a team to investigate. While they were checking things out, I heard a text say something about it being human. I didn't understand. Human? What's that mean? Then they asked me, "Where's the stuff you took off the walls? This isn't wallpaper you were removing." The revelation hit me hard. What we thought was just wallpaper might be something much more serious. The phone rang loudly. It was late at night. The storm outside made me scared. I stopped reading my book and went to the phone. "This is Dr. Smith," I said. No one spoke. I could hear someone crying. "Hello?" I said again. "Doctor?" a man's voice said. He sounded scared. "Yes, this is Dr. Smith." "This is John Miller. Do you know me?" he asked. "Yes, I know you. Your son, Sam, and my son, Tom, are good friends. How are you?" "I'm not good. It's about my boy," he said. "What's wrong with Sam?" I asked. "He's not the same," John said. "What happened? Is he sick?" "No, he's different. After he and Tom went to the woods last week, he's not the same. I don't know him anymore." John started crying. "John, it's okay. I will come and see Sam. I will be there in 10 minutes. I quickly got my coat, my bag, and left my house. I didn't know John very well, but our sons were best friends. I didn't want my son to see his friend sick. John opened the door when I knocked. His wife was sitting on the sofa. She looked scared too. We didn't talk much. "He's in here," John said. He showed me a big wooden door. There was a lock on the door. I didn't understand why. John knocked softly. "Sam, the doctor is here. You know him. It's Tom's father, Dr. Smith." I heard a soft sound from inside the room. John opened the door. The room was very dark. The light from the street outside made the bed look scary. I didn't see a sick boy. I saw something I will never forget. I was very scared when I saw a thin shape hanging from the ceiling. The boy's body was white and gray. He was looking at me with red eyes. His mouth was wide open. This wasn't a boy. This thing wasn't human. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. John closed the door and said, "I'm sorry, Dr. Smith, he's hungry again." An house seller told me someone was murdered in this house, so it costs less money. I told her it doesn't bother me. People nearby said it's a spooky house. I didn't believe them. After I moved in, weird things happened. Lights turned on when I thought I turned them off, curtains moved by themselves, and I heard footsteps at night. At first, I didn't worry. Sometimes your brain tricks you, especially when you live alone. But then, it got scarier. One day, I came home, and the house was a big mess. Things were knocked over, clothes were everywhere, and the fan even fell down. Nothing was stolen, and the police found no signs of someone breaking in. Blood came down the walls, and there was a bad smell. I asked a priest to bless the place, even though I'm not Catholic, but it didn't help. Then, one night, I heard screaming when I was trying to sleep. I jumped out of bed and looked for the awful noise. I ended up in the bathroom, and I heard the screams from inside the mirror. "Stop!" I yelled. "Who are you and what do you want?" The mirror said, "Don't you know me? The reason you got the house so cheap?" My reflection changed into the person who lived there before, the person I hurt. "You owe another big debt," the ghost said, reaching through the mirror and grabbing me, "and I'm here to get it." Every room has a way to get in and out. It can be big or small, open or closed. But a room is not a room without an entrance and an exit. But there is one room that is different. I have seen it in my house. It is very deep inside, so I don't know where it is, but I know it is close. I have heard people in it, and I have been in it too. My parents have 2 sons, me and my brother. I moved out last, even though I am older by a year. I saw the room a few days after I moved in. I was not doing anything special, just going down the stairs. It is a normal thing that we don't think about. We just go from one place to another. But what if there is another place in between? What if we don't pay attention to where we are going? Where do we end up? The stairs made a soft noise under my feet. It did not bother me, but it was louder than usual. Maybe I was not paying attention, because I tripped on the last step. I did not fall, but I lost my balance. When I stopped myself from falling, The house saw that I was not careful. The room changed. The walls were white, but old and dirty. The paint was falling off. The floor was made of wood, and it was rough. It hurt my feet through my socks. The air was hard to breathe. It smelled old and dusty. The room was bright, but there was no light. The light came from a big, twisted wooden thing in the middle of the room. In a corner, there was an old bed with a lot of dust. It looked very bad. I was very confused. I wanted to go back, but I knew I was not lost. This was my house, with one set of stairs. I turned around to go back, but then I saw that the stairs were gone. There was nothing there. No way in or out. No windows, no stairs, no doors. I was scared of small spaces. I stopped looking for a reason and started looking for a way out. But it was impossible. The room was not real. My heart was beating fast, and I fell to the floor. Time was slow. I only thought about the walls. They were not moving, but I was afraid. When my knees hit the floor, they felt soft. They were on something nice and fluffy. I looked and saw that I was in my hallway. The sun was shining through the window. It told me that I could leave. I went for a walk right away. I needed to feel the fresh air. I did not tell anyone about this. I tried to forget it. After a few days, I did not think about it. I did not forget, but I did not want to remember. But then, my brother saw the room. He came to see me and my house for the first time, 5 days after I saw the room. I said I would show him around. The house did it for me. I remember being in my bedroom, upstairs, putting some things away. He always had the messier bedroom when we were kids, and I wanted him to see that I was better now that I lived alone. I was not loud. I would have heard the door if someone knocked, but I did not hear a knock. I heard a scream. It did not sound loud in the house. It sounded like it came from far away. I heard his scream everywhere, even when I ran downstairs. "Help! Where are you?" He sounded very scared. "Where are you?" I shouted back. I know that was not helpful, and I did not answer him, but I was in a hurry to find him. He sounded far away, even when I was downstairs. I opened the front door and went to the garden. Then the sound changed. It was clear that he was in the house. I turned around and went back in. But then I ran into him. We hugged each other. "Where was I?" he asked me. That made me remember what I saw. I let go of him. I was shaking too. "A room with no doors?" He did not say anything. He saw it too. He told me what happened. "You did not answer the door, so I came in. The house looked weird, but I did not care." He did not look where he was going. When I closed the door, it was gone. I ran around, and then I ran into you, and the room was gone. We sat down, and I told him what I saw. We told our parents. They did not believe us. They thought it was a joke. "Spooky!" That was what our dad said. They did not think it was real. He changed his mind when he came to see us a few days later. It did not happen right away, but it did not take long. He was on the sofa with Mum for half an hour. "Where is the bathroom?" "Upstairs. First door you see. It will be open." I felt bad. I think I knew he would see the room. When he came back, he looked white. I knew what he saw. Mum was worried. "You look like you saw a ghost. Are you okay, dear?" She was nice and got up to go to him. "He saw the room," I said for him. Mum looked confused. She did not know what I meant. Dad told her, "The one with no doors." Mum saw it too when they were leaving. Dad was holding her hand, and then she was gone. Like the others, she came back soon, but she was scared. Everyone who comes sees the room. No one is left out. Everyone who has ever come to my house has seen the room before they leave, and then they are back. The weird thing is that it only happens once. One time is all you get. Family, friends, workers, people who bring things. If you come in the front door, you will see the room. This has been true for 3 years, since I moved in. It was kind of funny. Last night, I met a girl when I was out with friends. She was nice. She looked like someone I knew. We talked for a while, and I told her about the room. Sure. She did not believe me. It is true. Ask any of my friends here. They have all seen it. She did not ask them. Maybe she thought I was crazy. "You just want me to go to your house." I liked that idea, and I said yes. "Why don't you find out?" She came with me. She looked scared when she saw the house. I had never seen someone so scared of the room before they saw it. I told her it was okay, and she said sorry and came in. When we were inside, she was calm. She said she had to use the bathroom. She did not ask where it was. She just went upstairs. That was strange, but I did not care. I wanted to show her the room. I wanted her to see that I was right. She came back and did not see it. It takes longer for some people. "Let me show you the house. The more you move, the faster it will happen." I showed her the house. When we got to the last door upstairs, my bedroom, she smiled at me. "Maybe it will happen if we go in there?" I smiled back. I knew she would see the room with no doors. I turned around and opened my bedroom door. She was gone. I turned back and saw nothing. "Oh my God, where am I?" "I told you. Do you believe me now?" "Yes. How long does it last?" 1 minute at most." I laughed. but there is one room that is different. She was in there for a long time. I got worried. After an hour, she asked me to help her. It has been a whole night. She is quiet. The room always brings people back. Always. Why is she different? I wanted to help her, but I did not know how. I could not call the police. How would I tell them that the house took her? I talked to her all night, trying to help her get out, but we both knew she was stuck. At the end, she gave up. She said she was sorry. I thought she meant for coming to the house, but I think she meant something else. She said she did something bad at the wrong time. The last thing she said before I could not hear her was scary. She is going to keep me here. Is she talking about me? Or does she know something I don't? I looked up my address online. I found something interesting. She used to live in this house. Maybe I knew her from somewhere. I never met her before I bought the house, but it was not a chance. I must have seen her before. I also found an old ad for this house from before I moved in. The house had a basement then. It does not have one now. Is that the room? A friend of hers came today to ask if she was here. I said she left at night. He came in. He did not see the room. The room with no doors has someone in it. It does not take anyone else.